Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, December 9, 2022. You might swing from being on the offensive to being on the defensive today, but pushing matters will only lead to further tension. It can be challenging to satisfy ego desires right now. Problems and hiccups can be valuable indicators of issues that may one day get out of hand if you don't pay some attention now, so aim for self-awareness. Today can bring revelations and possible conflicts to the foreground, and money matters can be a big theme. There can be a tug-of-war with someone or within yourself over money, possessions, and matters of control. Whatever emerges now can force a needed change. The full moon today occurs in your finances and values sector, bringing a matter to light centering around self-worth, intimacy, or income. You can be more possessive than usual. Aim to keep things as simple as possible and deal with the details when you're emotionally in a better place. As the full moon energizes your solar second house of finances and possessions today, you'll find the impetus to indulge. You may be purchasing gifts for yourself or others. Another way this could affect you is by drawing more attention to your income and expenses with your significant other. This is a great moment to map out a budget and strategy. This way, you know where your money is always going. Expenses may arrive, especially due to the holiday season, so handle this with a plan of action. This way neither of you is stressed going forward. What do you value now versus 6 months ago? Your sense of security, stability, and values have molded over the past 6 months. What you may have prioritized once could be different from what you focus on now. Opportunities to make money may have been shifted around, especially if you were experimenting with side gigs or different possibilities in your career path. No matter what, the full moon in Gemini will encourage you to ebb out of this cycle and into the next financial flow while reminding you to remain flexible. Even if you are receiving tempting offers on how to invest profitably, bide your time. You may not know all the facts, there might be a catch or a nasty surprise waiting, or an inconvenient coincidence will ruin your investment. Patience is a virtue, and this is particularly true for money transactions. Regularity in practice is the answer to almost all of your health concerns. You will benefit tremendously from a regular yoga practice, running, or gym workout. Exercise can be almost a religious practice for some, for it relieves the nervousness and anxiety that plague everyday living. Finding a reason for the health regimen you keep is a good idea. This is a good time to ask yourself, what is health all about for me? Consider taking some time away to yourself today. The essence of this day can see you being far more introspective and contemplative, and this can be a fantastic way to take some personal inventory. Without doing this from time to time, it can be easier to lose your sense of direction. Staying in touch with your thoughts and feelings can bring grounding and strength to everything you do. Even if it's only for an hour, do this for yourself. You'll find you feel much better. At some point during the sun's month-long visit to your financial sector and when the solar spotlight is on your financial situation and money matters, there will be a full moon in your income sector. The difference today is that it won't be just a clash between the sun and moon but Mars, the warrior planet of the cosmos, is right in the center of things. With the moon and Mars both in opposition with the sun at the same time, pressure between both sides of the financial fence might create some financial tension but also the potential for a real breakthrough. Part of your chart for another 2 days, a mission to bring the spirit of romance and adventure together has already begun. As Mercury spends his first full day in an adventurous part of your chart, a friendly aspect between Pluto here and planets on the romantic front is underway. Our eyes in the sky. The full moon in Gemini is helping us find solutions to our problems right now, but we could have issues figuring out how to make things click. Good ideas could clash with confusion, creating frustration and irritation. Try not to be overly critical of others or yourself right now, and try to avoid giving any unsolicited advice. In the afternoon, your inner perfectionist could come out, and not in the best way. Remember to take things slowly and focus on your breath if you begin to feel overwhelmed by details. There is a need to be aware that today's full moon in your financial sector could come with some financial tension, and some of your emotional responses might be out of proportion. Behind the emotional fog of war is a clash between the moon and Mercury in your financial sector and the sun in your income sector, and the chance this brings to energize both sides of the financial fence. There are many aspects that need to be faced in order to successfully navigate this evening's cosmic climate. Themes around your goals and fantasies, self-awareness, critical thinking, and organization all commingle. The moon is not only still in your financial sector after yesterday's full moon, but there could be just as much tension between both sides of the financial fence. While the moon is no longer clashed with the sun, before leaving it will clash with Venus in her last full day in your income sector. At the same time that Mars is using this to fuel your financial passions and fighting spirit, as the planet of money, Venus knows how to turn financial tension into motivation. When Mars retrograde opposes the Sun, the universe is asking you to meld your dreams with reality in a way that is well thought out and pragmatic. The energy here gives us a rare opportunity to see where change needs to be implemented, but you must overcome your ego in order to see the path ahead. Don't let stubborn ways of thinking or arrogance stop you from seeing your way. In the pre-dawn hours, Ceres in Virgo squares off with Venus in Sagittarius, creating tension between how we give and receive love. Our upbringing or early life conditioning may have taught us that the best way to nurture others is by cleaning up their messes. Our parents might have sought to organize our lives as a mode of care. Equally, they may have been disposed to fault-finding, subtly critiquing our choices and suggesting how to better ourselves. Yet, the love we want to receive is quite different. We want our loved ones to trust us, granting us freedom of movement and allowing us space to make mistakes and learn from them. Today's Ceres-Venus square can cause us to police our partners, with good intentions. Having grown accustomed to subtle criticism, it feels safe to us. However, to tackle this dynamic, we must release the compulsion to offer unsolicited advice. We must let our partners be the messy, unpredictable people we fell for in the first place. We are not our partner's parents, and we shouldn't try to be. Professionally, you've everything going for you. If you encounter something unexpected, refrain from making any hasty decisions. Actually, what is needed is calmness and patience. Separate the important from the unimportant. Bring about an adequate solution. Maybe consider a more unconventional approach. Around dawn, the Sagittarius Sun squares off with Juno in Pisces, further exacerbating relational tensions. Our very sense of self seems to be at odds with who we present ourselves to be in committed partnerships. Indeed, we might have agreed to be in a relationship when we were an entirely different person, and we have grown in a direction that is contrary to the vows we made to another. We now have a choice to make. Do we stick it out, clearly address the disconnect, and commit to changing our contract to suit both our own and our partner's needs? Or do we decide to explore our own path? This is not necessarily an aspect of breakups, but it portends a reckoning that necessitates changes within a static partnership dynamic.